Welcome to Final Score on an afternoon when we could get new Premier League leaders in England and some cup shocks in Scotland. Watching all the action with me are Steve Claridge, Garth Crooks and Martin Keown. So all the scores and more in the next 40 minutes. The early kick-off was the Merseyside derby in the Premier League. Liverpool won that 1-0. Both themselves and Everton were down to 10 men, though, by the time the final whistle went. In the 3 o'clock kick-offs, we will begin now at Old Trafford. Roger Johnson is watching Manchester United against Portsmouth.
All right, it's Manchester United 5, Portsmouth 0. The 52nd anniversary of the Munich air crash marked with an impeccably observed silence. And with the game over and United heading to the top tonight, 74,000 briefly twirled their yellow and green scarves in protest at the club's owners before deciding just to revel in the inevitable victory. Rooney's header and Van der Borre's luckless own goal rewarded their first half superiority. Carrick's deflected cracker which crashed off the bar, Berbatov's embarrassingly easy fourth, and Mark Wilson's equally embarrassingly well-struck own goal have made it convincing. Portsmouth had a bell-had shot cleared off the line, but their fate will be decided away from places like this, although it could be determined in the High Court this week. They have plenty on their plate. United have plenty of goals to savour. They're leading here 5-0.
It is nowhere near as easy for the blue half of Manchester. Harry Gratian is watching them at Hull.
Certainly isn't, to mark two quality goals from Altidore, and Boateng gave Hull a 2-0 lead after 50-odd minutes. Thoroughly deserved, I have to say, after a very good first-half performance. Then Manchester City woke up. Torres setting up Adebayor for a fairly quick response on 58 minutes. Vieira on for Manchester City, as is Adam Johnson. And the big guns are on now. It's a different Manchester City side, and they're still in this game, still plenty of time to get back into it.
Brian Laws is waiting for his first win as Burnley manager. It looks like he might get it this afternoon, doesn't it? Damien Johnson.
Yes, they lead 2-0. Goals from David Nugent and Danny Fox have given them a precious lead. Nugent pounced on Matt Upson's mistake to lob them ahead. A brilliant free kick from Fox on his debut made it 2-0. And McCarthy had an effort for West Ham, brilliantly cleared off the line by Leon Court in the first half. Carlton Cole's effort in the second half, disallowed for offside. Meadows hit the bar. Brian Laws, as you say, on course for his first victory as Burnley manager. The Hammers, though, in trouble.
We have had blood, we have had bandages, we have had red cards, and we've also had some very good goals at the Britannia Stadium. Ivan Gaskell's watching Stoke Blackburn.
Yes, 3-0, largely not pretty. Stoke have been struggling for goals this season. Today in a slugging match that's not for the faint-hearted. They can't stop scoring. Higginbottom and Etherington have offered those rare quality moments with 2 goals. In between, Sidibe scrambled in the second. Chris Samber's not helped the Blackburn cause by getting himself stupidly sent off. But in the week of the 10th year since the passing of Sir Stanley Matthews, Stoke are doing him proud. 3-0.
Stockport haven't won in 16 games. They aren't going to win today, are they? MK Dons now 3-1 up at Edgeley Park. Back to the Premier League. Alan Biggs is watching so far the only goalless game, according to my screen, Bolton-Fulham.
Yeah, 0-0, very 0-0. The sort of scoreline I think we expected, the sort of game we certainly feared. You'll have a long wait for this one on Match of the Day. It might not be worth it. The first half here was tentative. The second has been quite feisty, but again, utterly without creativity. The 2 incidents of note, Mark Schwarzer with a fine first half save from Mark Davis, and just now Schwarzer doing well to deny Chung Yong Lee. So Bolton having the better of it territorially. New signing Vladimir Weiss is on from the bench. He's having an effect for them, so we wait. But more in hope. It's 0-0.
As you can see, Sheffield Wednesday have equalised at Nottingham Forest. Andrew James can tell us about Luke Varney's goal.
Yes, it's Luke Varney's third in 2 games, of course, Mark, having got a brace last time out. Forest have been out of sorts. It's not their usual flowing football. They haven't been able to pepper in the shots on goal. They have just a one effort. Dexter Blackstock's penalty in the first half, that was controversial after handball by Pearce. But then Potter hit the bar after the restart for Sheffield Wednesday. And now they have a reward for their good football, Sheffield Wednesday. It's 1-1.
Hartlepool have never, ever, ever beaten Leeds. Have they taken the lead at Victoria Park? Paul Addison.
They haven't, Mark. It's Leeds United who are back in front, and it's Becchio's second goal of the afternoon. Slightly fortuitous as well. The Leeds captain, Richard Naylor, lobbed the ball back into the box after a corner was cleared. It bounced back off the post. Hartlepool's defenders were stunned. Becchio quickest to react. They lead 2-1 Leeds.
There is a shock on the cards in the Scottish Cup. It could come at Wraith. They lead Aberdeen 1-0, but we're now going to Hibs, where there's been another goal, and there's definitely no shock here, is there, Brian McLaughlin?
Certainly not, Mark. It's now Hibs 4, and throws 1, a double from Colin Nash, Derek Ryan and Ben Jaloon scoring Hibs 4 goals. Praise for Montrose. Chris Hegarty rattled one past the goalkeeper just a few moments ago. It's now Hibs 4, Montrose 1.
We haven't checked in, have we, yet, at the Stadium of Light for Sunderland against Wigan. This one very finely poised. Here's Steve Sutton.
It is. It's Sunderland 1, Wigan 1. Sunderland doing most of the pressing this second half. Wigan took the lead. An absolute belter from Dayami. A towering header from Kenwyn Jones just after the hour brought it level. A sad sight for Sunderland not long ago, though. Jordan Henderson stretched it off after one of those ankle-bending tackles. Sunderland 1, Wigan 1.
Let's get more details on the Merseyside derby now. Here's Simon Brotherton.
Controversial and fractious as ever, a game with more red cards than goals, both teams ending with 10 men. Sotiros Kyriakos sent off for Liverpool before half-time for a studs-up two-footed tackle on Marouane Fellaini, who caught the Liverpool player as well but wasn't penalised. He did, though, subsequently go off injured. Stephen Pienaar was the other man to go, deep in added time for a second yellow card, fouling Steven Gerrard. Everton failed to make the extra man count overall in a game of few chances. Dirk Kuyt won the match with a header from close range early in the second half. Gerrard hit the bar in the last moments before half-time, while at the other end Tim Cahill went close and Yakubu forced a late save. For Everton it was too little, too late. The final score, Liverpool 1, Everton 0.
Leicester were a goal up on Blackpool at Bloomfield Road, but there's been another goal. Naz Premji.
Blackpool 0, Leicester City 2 now, Mark. Matty Fryatt with composure down the right-hand side. Super cross. Lloyd Dyer, the substitute, with his second goal in Leicester colours. They don't really deserve it because Blackpool have been camped in the Leicester half, but the home side find themselves 2 goals down in a game they have absolutely dominated. Blackpool 0, Leicester City 2.
Ross County are through, aren't they, in the Scottish Cup? They're now 7-0 up on Stirling Albion. That Blackpool-Leicester game, by the way, you can see on the Football League show, 5 to midnight tonight. In the Championship last night, Newcastle beat Cardiff 5-1. So West Brom are chasing them down this afternoon at Plymouth. Here's Tony Colliver.
They're indeed Plymouth 0, West Brom 1. West Brom have scored 13 goals in the last 5 games. Now it's 14 in 6, thanks to a great run by Graham Dorrans, crossing down the near side, finding Gabriel Tamas. He crossed into the box. There was Simon Cox, who from 5 yards out could do nothing but miss. He duly didn't, and it's now Plymouth 0, West Brom 1.
The red card has been out at Oakwell. James Mason can tell us whether it's Barnsley or Watford who are down to 10.
It's Barnsley, Mark. They lead 1-0, but they're down to 10 men with Ryan Shotton sent off for jumping into a two-footed tackle with Lloyd Doyley of Watford. So leading 1-0, but down to 10 men, Mark.
Let's take a look at the Premier League games that we're watching. I'll start with you, Steve. Let's talk Hull and Manchester City. If it stays like this, it's a big win for Hull, it's a big defeat for Manchester City.
It is. I mean, what I'm looking at, I'm thinking, Man City got back into this game, it's 2-1, plenty of time to get back into it. Yet Hull have now just consolidated, they've ridden the storm, and all of a sudden they've taken the ascendancy away from Man City again. And they look quite quietly confident about seeing this game out.
And as the table stands, as the result stands, Hull will be 14th, Burnley, Garth, will be 15th, and West Ham down in the relegation zone if that 2-0 scoreline stays the same at Turf Moor.
You're absolutely right. And Bolton also go below Hull and Burnley as it stands at the moment. That might change. But what's interesting, just on the whole Man City, Vieira's come on for Man City, and he seems to be more involved in some of the action than one or two of the players who've been there on for the best part of the game. He's affecting the game, and I think that's precisely why they bought him. I wonder whether or not City will get the equaliser, because if they do, it'll be down to him.
Ross County have never been beyond the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. I think they probably will today. They're 8-0 up on Stirling. Manchester United, Martin, are 5 up on Portsmouth. They should have been 6, actually, just there. Goal difference could be important at the end of the season.
Well, it will be, and Alex Ferguson's a past master, isn't he, at getting the goals. A little bit worried with David James, I must say, today, from an England point of view, but a formidable performance, I feel, from Manchester United, starting where they left off last week against Arsenal. Really,
he's been a bit unlucky, though, David James. I mean, a couple of the deflections, he couldn't really have a great deal.
He is, but there was some doubt about his fitness. We weren't sure if he was coming out for the second half. I'm not sure he's 100% fit, and you need to be when you're playing, behind this Portsmouth team.
We're moving on to the Championship. Nottingham Forest and Sheffield Wednesday was 1-1 last time we were with Andrew James. Somebody has taken the lead.
It's gone the way of Nottingham Forest, Chappers, and it's gone to Dexter Blackstock. His second of the afternoon, his 10th in the league this season. And just when Sheffield Wednesday seemed to be pushing on towards a surprise win for them, perhaps, despite their good recent form overall, Forest have gone down to the other end, relieved that spell of pressure, and from a goal-mouth scramble, it was Dexter Blackstock that stuck out the foot to poke the ball over the line at the Trent end. Forest back in front, back on course. They lead Sheffield Wednesday by 2-1.
We were just singing Burnley's praises, weren't we? What happens? They go and concede a goal. Damian Johnson.
Yeah, West Ham are back in this game, Mark. Elan, the Brazilian who's arrived this week from Saint-Etienne in France, has just come on and poked a goal in for them. It was a ball over from, I think it was Carlton Cole who swung the ball over. Confusion in the Burnley defence. There was Elan, poked out a foot, and West Ham are back in the game. Burnley 2, West Ham 1.
Garth, you were watching that?
Yeah, Damian Johnson, spot on. It was Carlton Cole who poked the ball over the top for the striker to go on and poke it in the back of the net.
A muddle, though, at the back, wasn't it, between Brian Jensen and Clark Carlisle and a couple of others in there?
You get this panic, don't you? When you go 2 goals up, you're trying to see the game through, and all of a sudden West Ham have cashed in. Now, West Ham fans, can they get back into this game? Still a bit of time, but, you know, they're doing better now, West Ham.
We'll go into the Scottish Cup now. Rangers were at St Mirren a little bit earlier on. See if you can work out whether Roddy Forsyth was impressed by what he saw.
This was billed as a rehearsal for the Cooperative Insurance Cup final next month, to which one can only say, let's hope it's all right on the night. This game started brightly. There was plenty of fluent football on the deck, but before long we had a stalemate with next to nothing to catch the eye in either box. A pattern that extended into the second half until Majid Bugera twice saved Rangers, on both occasions from efforts by Michael Higdon. First a booted clearance off the line, and then when he headed behind from below his own crossbar. Rangers threw on Boyd and Miller, but the brief flurry prompted by their arrival soon evaporated, and we were back to short rations. Inevitably, the affair ground out to a scoreless conclusion. There will be a replay at Ibrox a week at Wednesday to cries of, oh no.
Miles Weston's second of the afternoon, his 9th of the season, has put Brentford 4-0 up on Gillingham in League One. In the Championship, I think that means that Peter Ramage's red card, QPR are down to 9 men at Peterborough. We'll get more on that red card in a little while. Lidget Wood was off a little bit earlier on. In the Scottish Cup, there could be a shock at Wraith. They're leading Aberdeen 1-0. There'll be no shock at Easter Road, where bottom of the whole league Montrose are playing Hibs. Here's Brian McLaughlin.
Now 4 minutes left here, Mark, and it's Hibs 4, Montrose 1. Colin Nish with a double, but until Hibs scored that third goal, the Hibs boss John Hughes was not a happy man indeed. Their play in the second half was very, very sloppy. Ryerno settled in theirs with a cracking third in, but then Chris Hegarty sent them back worrying again with a terrific strike for Montrose. However, Benjamin, the substitute, just come on and he's made it 4-1. Hibs cruising through to the last 8. Hibs 4, Montrose 1.
Robin Bailey has a goal to tell us about. He's watching Bristol City, Coventry City.
Yes, it's Bristol City 1, Coventry 1, and the goal from David Clarkson, the Scottish international, finishing really coolly after some real confusion in the Coventry defence. They deserved that, Bristol City. They've been battering the Coventry goal, been very unlucky not to score through the likes of Nia Tanger and Haynes and Adjumang, but they are on terms now, and they can maybe wipe out that memory of the 6-0 drubbing here by Cardiff in their last home game. It's 1-1.
Carlisle on terms as well in League One at Huddersfield. Ben Marshall with that goal, and it's all level at Portman Road as well, where David Garrido's watching Ipswich Middlesbrough.
Yes, one apiece here. Ipswich boss Roy Keane raided old club Sunderland on deadline day for 2 loan signings. It took them just 23 seconds to combine for the opening goal here. David Healy with the centre from the right, Daryl Murphy sliding the ball home, and Murphy showing Premier League quality all game with excellent touch and awareness. Borough a much better side in this second half. David Wheater rising highs to power home and equalising. Had a decent game, and there could yet be a winner. Ipswich 1, Middlesbrough 1.
There's only been one goal at Bramall Lane so far this afternoon for Steve Lee, and it's been scored by Robbie Savage.
Yes, Robbie Savage's second goal of the season. He won't score a better one, 25 yards out, a lovely volley, and he's been the inspiration in this Derby side, who seem to have taken a great deal of faith from that Derby win over Forest last week. They deservedly went ahead in the first half. In the second half, United have come back into it a bit more. A shot from Jordan Stewart was palmed out by Bywater. Henri Camara couldn't quite put away the rebound. Derby hanging on, it's 1-0.
Goodness me, it's 9-0 now, Ross County against Stirling. Do you think they're in injury time? Do you think they've got time to get 10? Maybe. Right, it's Glanford Park, Mark Bishop. Scunthorpe have equalised against Crystal Palace, I think.
They certainly have, Mark. Scunthorpe United won, Crystal Palace won, but my word, Palace £30 million in debt. To their credit, they played their socks off, worked their socks off in this second half. Terrific goal from Ambrose for Palace, but it's just been cancelled out. It was a McCann corner right down on my left-hand side, and a lovely header from the big number 15, David Murphy, top right-hand corner, 1-1 here at Glanford Park.
They're not going to get 10, are they? It finished, I had 10 on my coupon as well, and they won it 9-0. Right, Lindsay Hooper, tell us about this red card then at Peterborough QPR.
Yes, it was a second yellow for Peter Ramage, so they're now QPR reduced to 9 men. Looks like it'll be the perfect start for Jim Gannon as the new Peterborough boss. Peterborough 1, QPR 0 here at the moment. It was McLean with the very early goal in the 7th minute, a low drive into the bottom left. And if we look at this, QPR have lost their last 2 matches. They've failed to score in both games. Looks like that could be 3. QPR under real pressure. Peterborough 1, QPR 0.
Let's get some reaction now to the Merseyside derby. Simon Brotherton's been talking to both managers.
The team was working so hard and everybody was pushing together, the fans, the staff, all the players, and I think that at the end we deserved to win.
I thought we kept the ball well. I thought we'd done the right things. When it went to 11v10, I thought we came here and showed that, you know, there's not a big gap between Liverpool and Everton at the moment. Today it was a set piece which changed the game.
A word about Dirk Kuyt, his 50th goal for the club and his contribution.
Yeah, it's amazing. If he can score against Everton, he likes to do it. And I think that will be more famous between our fans. And 50 goals for a player that is playing in different positions for the team. I am really pleased for him too.
You know, really happy with this with his goal, with the 50th goal. But much more happy with the result and the win against Everton.
What are your views on the 2 red cards that were shown?
I thought that the first one was a 2-footed tackle off the ground, and I was standing in front of it, and I thought it at the time. I've got to say, I think Stephen Pienaar was fortunate with a challenge I've now been able to see since. I thought he was fortunate, but in the end he was sent off for a very soft shoulder charge, you might say.
This will always happen in this kind of games. That's why it's a derby. That's why the people come to the stadium to, you know, see this kind of games. And at the end of the game, you shake hands.
Hibs now 5-1 up on Montrose in the Scottish Cup. Let's find out how West Brom's pursuit of Newcastle at the top of the Championship is going. Tony Colliver's watching them at Plymouth.
Indeed, Plymouth 0, West Brom 1, and drama here because the visitors have just missed a penalty. Luke Moore was brought down in the box and a penalty was rightly awarded, but Graham Dorrans, he scored 4 penalties in the last 4 games, couldn't make it 5 out of 5. His penalty was superbly saved by David Stockdale. Still the score then, Plymouth 0, West Brom 1.
As you can see, Blackpool are back in it at Leicester. Let's get details on that goal from Naz Premji.
Yes, Blackpool 1, Leicester City 2, no more than they deserve, and the man who's got it is the man who's pulled more strings today than the average string quartet. It is Stephen Doby, who's been peppering away all afternoon. His low drive, fizzing past Chris Wheel, and it is game on as we enter injury time here at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool 1, Leicester City 2.
Alan Biggs hasn't had a goal at the Reebok this afternoon, but he has had one disallowed.
Yeah, everything but a goal for Bolton in the last few minutes here. Controversially disallowed. A free kick for Bolton on the right, taken by Lee. Kevin Davis got in trademark fashion with a header, burying it into the net. It was disallowed by Mark Clattenburg, presumably because he saw a push. I just had a brief look at the replay. I couldn't really see anything too much wrong with that. But previous to that, Johan Elmander on a substitute for Bolton had a terrific chance set up by Davis, but Elmander put that wide. Bolton doing everything but scoring, but it's perhaps too little too late. It's still 0-0 in stoppage time.
Raith were 1-0 up on Aberdeen in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. There's been another goal. Is the shock still on? Ian Turner.
It's not as heartbreak for Raith Rovers because in the 4th of 5 minutes of stoppage time, Gary McDonald of Aberdeen has managed to scramble the ball over the line. Aberdeen were throwing everything at Raith Rovers. They looked as if they would hang on. They haven't been able to. We're into the 5th minute of stoppage time. Raith Rovers 1, Aberdeen 1.
There's been a late goal at Victoria Park as well, where the last time we were there, Leeds were 2-1 up on Hartlepool. Paul Addison.
Hartlepool have come from behind yet again, Mark. It's Hartlepool United 2, Leeds United 2, and it's Tony Sweeney with the equaliser 3 minutes into added time. A header after some considerable Hartlepool United pressure from inside the 6-yard area, and it's all square 2-2.
Motherwell have beaten Hamilton 1-0 in the SPL. Let's go back to the Cup and get the final details on Hibs' win over Montrose from Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, it finished Hibs 5, Montrose 1. Hibs safely through to the quarter-finals, and you do get the feeling this could be their time to lift the trophy for the first time in 108 years. Riordan, Benjaloun, a double from Colin Nash before new boy Alan Gow wrapped up the scoring. Chris Hegarty scored a Montrose goal, but man in the match, no doubt, Andy McNeil in the away goal. A string of top-class saves that any keeper would have been proud of. It finished though, Hibs 5, Montrose 1.
In League One, is Norwich's 16-match unbeaten run coming to an end at Millwall? Tony Lockwood.
I think so. 8 straight league wins. Norwich facing the prospect of a rare defeat. We're into time added on. Millwall, who trailed early on, responding positively. It was Chris Martin's free kick, hit low and true from 20 yards out, that put the Canaries in the box seats. Millwall levelled from an unlikely source, Tony Craig. And when Neil Harris was introduced after the restart, he made his presence felt, heading home at Chris Hackett's centre. A minute left, and Norwich look as if they are going to be consigned to defeat. It's Millwall 2, Norwich 1.
So Norwich are losing, Leeds are drawing. Can Charlton take advantage at Swindon? Mark Webber.
5 minutes of added time to come, but it's Swindon 1, Charlton 0. A lot's been said about Charlie Austin, the Swindon hotshot, who scored 10 times in 11 games since being plucked from non-league Poole Town. But no Austin power so far. Kevin Amankwa scoring from a McGovern corner to put Swindon in charge. Charlton have taken some head knocks in some brutal attacks, but they've not got the goal yet. It's still Swindon's game, 1-0.
How are the Hull City nerves standing up at the KC? Harry Gratian.
I would imagine they're being shattered at the moment, but they still lead by 2-1, Mark. A lot of pressure from Manchester City. One great chance just before the 90 minutes fell to Tevez. Good save by the Hull City goalkeeper. All Manchester City at the moment, but they're trailing 2-1.
It's chaos at Hull. Phil Brown's not happy with that ball going out for a corner. The final whistle has gone at Old Trafford. Roger Johnson can tell us about a thumping win from anywhere will do for Hull at the moment. Watching it as they try and hold on to that 2-1 lead. It's the same for Burnley against West Ham. Damien Johnson.
Yeah, groans around Turf Moor when the fourth official signalled 5 minutes of injury time here. Meadows just hit the post. The Burnley goal has led a bit of a charmed life, although BK just broke away and fired narrowly wide for Burnley. Can they hang on for their first win under Brian Laws? 2-1 it remains.
Confirmation, as you can see on the video printer, that the league leaders Norwich have lost at Millwall. There's been a late goal at Bramall Lane where Sheffield United were a goal behind to Derby. Steve Lee.
Yes, talk about get out of jail. It's Sheffield United 1, Derby County 1. A late scramble goal from midfielder Lee Williamson. Looks like it's rescuing a point for Sheffield United, who've generally been outplayed by Derby. Derby took the lead through Robbie Savage, but now United have an equaliser through Williamson, 1-1.
And there's been a late goal at Swindon as well. If Charlton got an equaliser, Mark Webber.
The best things come to those who wait. Charlton harried and parried, and Nicky Bailey has just slotted home. Swindon 1, Charlton 1.
There is a very, very unhappy-looking Owen Coyle at the Reebok Stadium. The final whistle has gone. Alan Biggs.
Yes, Bolton 0, Fulham 0. The big talking points. Kevin Davis's disallowed goal for Bolton. Right on 90 minutes, he powerfully headed in a free kick, trademark style, seemingly fairly, but referee Mark Clattenburg thought otherwise, maybe spotted a push. Certainly if either side deserved a winner from a poor game, it was certainly Bolton. Fulham, though, credit to them defensively. Clean sheets rare for both these sides this season. It's 25 games since Bolton's last one, for instance, so progress of a sort for Owen Coyle, but his team really needed the win here. A better point for Fulham, even though they still have just the one away win. Mark Schwarzer was excellent when needed. Great save, especially from Mark Davis in the first half, but other chances few and far between until Elman Dare, on a substitute, put one wide. And then we had that Davis controversy, of which you'll hear more late on. It's finished 0-0 here.
It's just dropped through off the...
But Hull weathered the storm. Tevez denied on 89 minutes. Adebayor fluffed another one on 93. Great win for Hull City.
Great win for Hull City. They're now 14th as it stands after that. Great win as well this afternoon for Stoke City. Ivan Gaskell's game had a little bit of everything.
Yes, 3-0, Stoke comfortable winners in a game that's made for uncomfortable viewing at times. Embodied by Stoke's brave heart, bandaged fullback Andy Wilkinson. Terry Butcher, eat your heart out. Robinson made some brilliant saves, yet Stoke still won easily. Higginbottom, Etherington and Sidibe's goals made sure of that. And Samba stupidly sent off for a Blackburn side in need of an urgent return to the drawing board. Stoke 3, Blackburn 0.
Brian Laws has got the win he desperately needed as Burnley manager. Damien Johnson.
Yes, he has. Burnley 2, West Ham 1. First victory under Brian Laws. It takes them out of the bottom three as well. David Nugent lobbed them in front after Upson's mistake. Danny Fox, who was impressive all afternoon, rifled in a brilliant second on his debut. West Ham were always dangerous. Leon Courts brilliantly cleared McCarthy's effort off the line with the score at 1-0. Mido was prominent in the second half on as a sub for McCarthy. His free kick hit the bar before Brazilian striker Elan, another substitute, poked home Cole's cross to give West Ham hope. Burnley had to survive a late onslaught. Mido hit the post. Burnley hang on for a priceless win, but these are dark days for West Ham.
Two sides with a little bit of needle between them. Steve Bruce's Sunderland against Roberto Martinez's Wigan was watched by Steve Sutton.
And he's finished Sunderland 1, Wigan 1. Not what either side really needed. A point better than nothing, I guess, but both sides wanted 3. Surely now both in that dogfight. In the first half, Wigan took the lead through an absolute belter of a shot from Diarmi. Kenwyn Jones equalised midway through the second half. A towering header. Benjani came in for Sunderland 2 minutes before the end of the 90. He couldn't break the deadlock. 9 yellow cards in this game, 4 for Sunderland, 5 for Wigan. That tells you something about the sort of game. Not really dirty, never very pretty, always uncompromising, and it's ended 1-1.
Match of the day at 10:35 tonight on BBC One. It will be followed by the Football League show, where you'll be able to see this game. Blackpool against Leicester. Naz Premji can tell us about the win for the away side.
Yes, Blackpool 1, Leicester City 2. A real smash and grab by the Foxes here, who record their first win of 2010. Danny and Gesson opened the scoring early with a super place finish. Lloyd Dyer made it 2 deep into the second half after connecting with Matty Fryatt's cross. The home side dominated this game from start to finish, but couldn't get a breakthrough until the very impressive Stephen Dobbie was rewarded late on with a late strike, a super strike as well. Watch it tonight on the Football League show. It wasn't enough though, as it finished here, Blackpool 1, Leicester City 2.
That's enough plugs for Steve in the Football League show tonight, right? It looked like the shock of the day in the Scottish Cup was going to come at Starks Park, but it wasn't to be, was it, Ian Turner?
It was not, because a goal from Gary McDonald 4 minutes into injury time saved Aberdeen's blushes against the distraught Raith Rovers at Starks Park. It looks as if the Fifers would hang on to the lead given them by Ian Williamson's strike in 31 minutes, but with the fans irate at the amount of injury time added, it wasn't to be. Their cash-strapped treasurer will be happy with a replay. Not so manager John McGlynn. Raith Rovers 1, Aberdeen 1.
Thank you very much. Now, don't forget that you can get all the build-up and all the goals as they go in from 2:30 every Saturday afternoon. All you have to do is press the red button. Right, time to get the full classified results now with Tim Gudgin.
And first off, the Barclays Premier League. Bolton Wanderers 0, Fulham 0. Burnley 2, West Ham United 1. Hull City 2, Manchester City 1. Liverpool 1, Everton 0. Manchester United 5, Portsmouth 0. Stoke City 3, Blackburn Rovers 0. Sunderland 1, Wigan Athletic 1. Spurs and Aston Villa kick off shortly. In the Coca-Cola Championship, Barnsley 1, Watford 0. Blackpool 1, Leicester City 2. Bristol City 1, Coventry City 1. Doncaster Rovers and Reading kick off shortly. Ipswich Town 1, Middlesbrough 1. Nottingham Forest 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Peterborough United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Plymouth Argyle 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. Scunthorpe United 1, Crystal Palace 2. Sheffield United 1, Derby County 1. And Swansea City 2, Preston North End 0. In League 1, Brentford 4, Gillingham 0. Exeter City 1, Southampton 1. Hartlepool United 2, Leeds United 2. Huddersfield Town 1, Carlisle United 1. Leyton Orient 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Millwall 2, Norwich City 1. Stockport County 1, Milton Keynes Dons 3. Swindon Town 1, Charlton Athletic 1. Tranmere Rovers 0, Oldham Athletic 1. Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 0. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Yeovil Town 4. In League 2, Accrington Stanley 3, Morecambe 2. AFC Bournemouth 0, Cheltenham Town 0. Barnet 3, Aldershot Town 0. Bradford City 0, Bury 1. Burton Albion 1, Port Vale 0. Chesterfield 2, Lincoln City 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Northampton Town 1. Darlington 2, Rotherham United 0. Grimsby Town 0, Notts County 1. Hereford United 1, Torquay United 0. Macclesfield Town 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. And Rochdale 2, Crewe Alexandra 0. In the Blue Square Premier, AFC Wimbledon 2, Forest Green Rovers 0. Altrincham 5, Salisbury City 0. Barrow 0, Luton Town 1. Chester City 1, Ebbsfleet United 2. Crawley Town 1, Cambridge United 0. Eastbourne Borough 2, Wrexham 1. Grays Athletic 0, Rushton and Diamonds 3. Histon 3, Hayes and Yedding United 3. Kettering Town 0, York City 1. Mansfield Town 0, Gateshead 2 is the latest score. Oxford United 0, Kidderminster Harriers 0. And Tamworth 1, Stevenage Borough 0. The Active Nations Scottish Cup 5th round, Dundee 2, Ayr United 1. Hibernian 5, Montrose 1. Kilmarnock 3, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 0. Raith Rovers 1, Aberdeen 1. Ross County 9, Stirling Albion 0. St Johnstone 0, Dundee United 1. St Mirren 0, Rangers 0. In the Clydesdale Scottish Premier League, the one match, Motherwell 1, Hamilton Academical 0. The Irn-Bru Scottish Division 2, Wrekin City 1, Alloa Athletic 1. Clyde 0, Stenhousemuir 2. Cowdenbeath 1, Peterhead 3. East Fife 2, Dumbarton 3. In Scottish Div 3, East Stirlingshire 3, Berwick Rangers 2. Elgin City 3, Albion Rovers 1. Forfar Athletic 2, Livingston 2. And Queen's Park 2, Stranraer 5. In the Welsh Premier, Airbus UK Broughton 2, Aberystwyth Town 0. Bala Town 1, Neath 0. Carmarthen Town 1, Welshpool Town 1. Seapier Portmarnock 1, Elements Kefan Druids 0. Newtown 0, Llanelli 2. And Prestatyn Town 1, Casus 0. In the Carling Premiership, Dungannon Swifts 4, Portadown 4. Glenavon 2, Coleraine 1. Glentoran 0, Crusaders 0. Institute 2, Ballymena United 2. Lisbon Distillery 0, Linfield 5. And Newry City 1, Cliftonville 1.
And there is one late kick-off in the Blue Square Premier. Mansfield Town 0, Gateshead 2. The tables for you then this Saturday evening. Manchester United return to the top of the Premier League table with a comfortable victory over Portsmouth. They lead Chelsea by a point and they now have a superior goal difference. Chelsea, of course, will reclaim top spot if they beat Arsenal at the Bridge tomorrow. Liverpool are up to fourth for the time being after beating Everton, but Spurs will move back to fourth if they can beat Aston Villa in the evening kick-off. Manchester City lose ground with that defeat at Hull. Portsmouth cause at the foot of the table continues to look bleak. They're now 7 points from safety. Wolves and West Ham slump into the bottom three after fine victories for Hull and Burnley, who move up to 14th and 15th respectively. Bolton slipped down the table after that goalless draw with Fulham. Newcastle beat Cardiff last night, so they stay 3 points clear of West Brom, who won at Plymouth this afternoon. Forest keep up the pressure on the top two with victory over Sheffield Wednesday. Leicester City want to edge into the playoff places at the expense of Sheffield United, who could only draw at home to Derby. A rare win for Peterborough at the bottom means they're now just 3 points behind Plymouth, although they have played 2 games more. Reading played Doncaster in the evening kick-off, but they'll stay in the bottom 3 whatever the result there. Ipswich got a point at home to Middlesbrough to edge a little bit further away from the relegation zone. Norwich lost at Millwall, but they still head the table. That's because Leeds were held at Hartlepool. Simon Grayson's side now trail the Canaries by 2 points, but they do have 2 games in hand. Third place Charlton drew at Swindon, but they remain in touch. Stockport, though, look doomed, don't they, at the bottom after suffering an 18th league defeat of the season. They're 13 points from safety. Fellow strugglers Wickham and Tranmere also lost, although Oldham won at Tranmere, so are out of the relegation zone after that win. They're replaced by Brighton, who could only draw. Rochdale are marching on at the top of League Two. Another victory today means they're now 6 points clear of Bournemouth, who are held by Cheltenham. Bury stay third, while Notts County won to move above Rotherham, who lost to Darlington. And that win for Darlington means they've cut the deficit on Grimsby to 6 points. Cheltenham's cushion above the drop zone goes up to 6 after they earned a point at Bournemouth. In the Blue Square Premier, Oxford United were held at home, but that point proves enough to move them above previous leaders Stevenage, who lost at Tamworth. York took full advantage, they won, so they're just a point off top spot. Chester City remains stranded on -3 points following a home defeat to Ebbsfleet. Grays also lost, and Gateshead gave their survival hopes a major boost with victory at high-flying Mansfield. Forest Green the other side in the relegation places. Into the SPL, just one game there. Motherwell beat Hamilton 1-0 to cut the gap on Dundee United to 6 points. Hamilton stayed bottom. Rangers were in Scottish Cup action. They stayed 10 clear at the top. Into Division 2, Kennerbeath stay top, even though they lost at home to Peterhead. Alloa have moved level on points with the leaders after drawing with Brecon. Clyde stay bottom after losing to Stenhouse Muir. In Division 3, Livingston's advantage has been trimmed to 1 point at the top after they drew at Forfar. East Stirling won and have a game in hand on Livingston. Montrose were not in league action and now trail Elgin by 9 points after City won at home to Albion. They're the tables, and here are the headlines in the Premier League today. All league game. Dirk Kuyt's 50th goal for Liverpool proves the difference in a typically feisty Merseyside derby. Both sides end the game with 10 men. Debutant Danny Fox and the Clarets Fox in the box. David Nugent inspired Burnley to victory over West Ham. It's a first league win for new boss Brian Laws. Tony Pulis celebrates his 300th game in charge of Stoke with another strong home victory. Danny Higginbottom, Mama Sidibe and Matthew Etherington are on target. Christopher Samba is sent off for Blackburn. It's honours even at the Stadium of Light as Kenwyn Jones rescues a point for Steve Bruce's side against his former club Wigan, who'd led through a belting thunderbolt by Mohamed Diarmi. And it was a goalless stalemate at the Reebok Stadium between Bolton and Fulham. It means that Wanderers are now getting sucked into a real relegation fight. Fulham haven't won away from home since the opening day of the season. So, all those goals and all the action tonight on BBC One. Match of the Day is at 10:35. If you're in Scotland, then Sports Scene will have all the action from the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. And then after both programmes, the Football League show is at 11:55 p.m. on BBC One. So Manchester United have returned to the top of the Premier League after a thumping 5-0 win over Portsmouth. Jonathan Pearce was commentating on this for Match of the Day. Jonathan, is it easy as it sounds?
Absolutely, yes. Portsmouth were hammered into the ground, I'm afraid. Wayne Rooney continued his good run with his 15th goal in 15 games, 5 minutes before the break from close range. Should David James have come for it? That's a question you'll have to answer once you've watched Match of the Day. Just after that, Nani into the penalty area. A little shot was deflected in for an own goal by Van den Bora. 8 minutes into the second half, Carrick's shot deflected in off Hughes. So Portsmouth were a little bit unlucky, but they contributed really to their own downfall. They allowed Berbatov to carry the ball from inside the box, out of the penalty area, and turn and shoot for 4-0. And then Wilson slammed the ball beyond James for an own goal for 5-0. Manchester United were good in parts, very good in parts. Rooney again, excellent all over the pitch. His all-round game is magnificent at this moment in time. Portsmouth dejected, forlorn. They have major problems. On this evidence, they have no chance of staying in the Premier League.
Jonathan, you mentioned the deflections. You mentioned Portsmouth scoring a couple of own goals as well on top of that. The lads in the studio questioned David James on some of the goals. Do you think he looked fit?
Well, I think he could have come for the first goal. He was rooted to his spot. Rooney's header was about 2 or 3 yards out. Then when the deflection goes in off Van den Boer, it didn't seem to be able to react, though it was at him from a very close range. The deflection off Hughes looped up and over him. Ray Clements, the England goalkeeping coach, was watching on. David James has been struggling with fitness. We know that over the last few weeks, but Portsmouth are having to press anyone they've got into action. They are down to bare bones, and as I say, they look a woeful outfit at this moment in time. They were badly beaten here today, but hey, they got bigger problems than just a 5-0 defeat at Old Trafford. I think they rested a few players to the bench in the hope that they'll come back fresh against Sunderland in the week, which is a massive game for them. They've got to win. They've got to win that, and they've got a point a game schedule now between now and the end of the season just to stand any chance of staying up. I watched them stay up with that wonderful Harry Redknapp great escape a couple of years ago. Can't see it this time, just can't see it.
Jonathan, thank you very much for your thoughts. That game on Match of the Day at 10:35. United win 5-0, but would you say that's the performance of the day? There were other bigger results, probably.
Well, performance of the day, no, I wouldn't say so. I think, you're looking at Burnley, Stoke, perhaps Hull playing against Man City was, really the result of the day because, Man City today, OK, Vieira coming on and changed the game for them, but too much lacklustre for me. You've got top players there. They weren't about their game. Hull playing with a real warmth from their own crowd, doing well today.
Steve, what do you think that tells us about Manchester City?
I think it tells us that we're not quite sure exactly where we are. Back to almost square one with them. I mean, we started to get a little bit of consistency when Mancini's first took over, and all of a sudden we seem to have lost that. And it's not just about the result; it's the way that you play. And today, for an hour, 55, 60 minutes, they were very poor. They were a second best to a good Hull side, and there's certainly something for Hull to build from that.
And very quickly, Garth, that defeat means Liverpool cemented in fourth with their win over City.
If I was a Liverpool fan, today for the first time, I saw a Liverpool side that was at it, that wanted to win, that put their foot in and deserved the victory. OK,
final score continues on the red button and online, including the goals from the Blackpool-Leicester game. That's it from us on BBC Two. Press the red button for football. The rugby is on BBC One. It's England-Wales. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.